Well, look at you watching another episode of Western Edge Living. Hi, I'm Wild Bill, your host of Western Edge Living. We are presented by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson. We are at the studios of Consolidated, getting ready for what I think is going to be another great episode. And having said that, I want to thank the folks here at Consolidated, like this talented man right over here getting ready to make us look good. It's not an easy job, but Ron Rhodes is up to the task, and he does a great job. And we thank the folks at Consolidated for giving Western North Dakota an opportunity to have a voice and talk about things that are interesting, things that are important. Coming up on the program today, we have a mother and daughter that both work at CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson. It's kind of a unique situation. They are very proud of the fact that mom and her daughter are working in the same place. You'll meet Tammy and Taia Klaman, who are employed by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson. Taia is with the foundation, and she's always got events coming up, and she's got a couple of them that she's going to share with you on today's episode. Tammy and Taia Klaman coming up on Western Edge Living. Also, you might have seen an article in the Dickinson Press not long ago about a young lady who used to work there for many, many years, and now her daughter has written a book. It's called West of the Wide Missouri. It's a great book, and it features the life story and work of Beatrice Marion Peterson, and this has been compiled by her daughter, Deborah Peterson Munt. You'll meet Deborah coming up on the program today. And meanwhile, you can get a copy of West of the Wide Missouri at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame gift shop and on Amazon. So sit back, relax, call up the neighbors, tell them to turn on the TV, because Western Edge Living, presented by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson, starts now. CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson presents Western Edge Living.
Western Edge Living.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Medora Boot and Western Wear in the heart of historic Medora. Open 10 to 5 every day, but closed Tuesdays. Boot is their middle name, and they have over 1,500 pairs of boots in stock for all ages and sizes. They also have the all-new Higher Boot with many new styles, Western clothes, belts, caps, hats, and more, including a great line of toys and Longhorn wall decor. Medora Boot and Western Wear for the cowboy and cowgirl in you.
Medora Boot and Western Wear.
At Poncheros, we put a lot of work into building every burrito to last for about 10 minutes. Poncheros. Come build your better. At Poncheros, every tortilla starts as a small ball of dough. Then it's fresh pressed to perfection. That's just how we do it. Poncheros. Come build your better.
I cannot thank you enough for tuning into our program today. This is Western Edge Living, presented by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you saw our interview a while back with the president of CHI St. Alexius Health, Carol Enderle, she talked about the employees that work at the hospital, and she couldn't praise them enough. And we have kind of a unique situation today, as we have a mother and a daughter who both work at CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson. We have the Director of Imaging Services, Tammy Klaman.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
And daughter Taia, with the you're the foundation coordinator.
Yes.
Wow, mother-daughter working at the same hospital. Is this something that you planned, Tammy, or is this something that you encouraged your daughter to do, or how did this transpire?
Well, we were on our way actually to South Dakota, and she was wondering what kind of job to do because she was getting out of preschool teaching and deciding should she stay in it, try something different. And I said, you know, look at this job description for the foundation coordinator. I think this is so you, and you would have so much fun doing it. And so she read it and kind of took it under her wings and went from there.
Okay, Taia, Mom said you'd have fun doing it.
Yes.
Was she right?
She is. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I think you just started like this spring, didn't you? The spring
Yep,
of
the end of
2024?
June. Yep.
Wow. What is it that you do as the foundation coordinator?
I plan events that raise money for the foundation, and our foundation spends that money upgrading technology and buying new technology for the hospital to use.
Okay, wonderful. And gosh, we'll get back to the events. We've got a couple of events that are coming up. We'll talk about those. First of all, we're visiting here on the first part of October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month. Hopefully, I don't think that's ever going to go away in our lifetime. There's still a lot of work to be done. And Tammy, how does that affect your department? I think that's something that makes you pretty busy. In fact, I follow you on Facebook, and you just posted a display that you have at the hospital for pink butterflies.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Super excited. That is why I got into radiology, my love for mammography and women's health. This is something I've done in the past, and I'm super excited to bring it to CHI. I did it at Great Plains when I was there, and now I'm at CHI, and we're going to start this event. It's just bringing awareness to the public and hopefully getting the excitement to get women out and coming in. In October, we are going to be giving roses, a fresh rose, to all the patients, donated by Simply Flowers and Gifts. Thank you so much. And then we have a bunch of door prizes donated through the community that everyone can put their name in and see if they're a lucky winner at the end of the month. And then we're also doing a Saturday event. It's we'll squeeze you in Saturday since we usually don't do mammos on Saturday. This gives an opportunity for the women that are working during the week to come in, and we're going to have some coffee, a charcuterie board, cupcakes, a little fun. All the techs are going to be working there. We have 3 registered techs now, so you have plenty of opportunity to get in for an exam. You can bring your girlfriend, your relative, have coffee, drinks, and then have your mammogram.
Okay.
We also, on staff, have hired a female ultrasound tech, so that'll be nice for breast ultrasounds. You'll have a female at the hospital. And then we do have an MRI, so we are capable of doing breast MRI, which is very beneficial to the women around here.
Breast cancer, man, we hear so much about this. We know so little about this. How serious is this problem? I mean, it seems like it's grown as of late. Am I off on that?
It has. Right now, our technology is so amazing that it does give us the opportunity to find it smaller. So we are catching it quicker than we have in the past. And 1 out of 8 women can catch breast cancer. So that is what the statistics are. And we never want to catch a breast cancer. We don't. But come in every year and give us the opportunity to catch it small. Because with these technology that we have nowadays, we can catch it so small, which is amazing.
Okay, and I think just about everybody knows somebody that has been affected by breast cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Taia, gosh, the director of, the foundation coordinator, and doing a great job. You've got an event coming up in November. I think it's called Night of Champions. Is that something that you are taking the ball and running with at this point?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what does that involve?
It's a Friday night in November on the 15th. We're going to do it at the Fraternal Order of Eagles, and it's going to start at 6 o'clock with a beer keg social, and after that people can walk around and play the games. There will be a silent auction that they can check out, hors d'oeuvres to keep them moving around the night, and then we're going to end it with a $5,000 travel voucher game.
Oh my, wonderful. Gosh, that sounds like a lot of fun. And you're also, you've got raffle tickets that I think you're selling right now, right?
Yes.
I think that you can win a half a beef and even a freezer too, right?
Yes, so we're selling raffle tickets, $20 a ticket, and 2 winners will be drawn to win half a beef and a freezer. And that drawing will be drawn at the end of the night on the 15th.
So we should follow CHI, St. Alexius Health Dickinson, on social media, on Facebook, and we can get all the details there. How do we physically get our tickets? If we want to purchase these raffle tickets, what do we have to do?
You can stop in the foundation office or you can message me.
Okay, terrific. So you both graduated from Trinity, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Lifelong residents of Dickinson, North Dakota. your late father, he was in the he was meat cutter for like almost 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah. And then custodian in town, and your
Yep.
mother was a school teacher here. Gosh, you really love this community, don't you?
We do.
Yeah. Now, were you working at St. Joseph's Hospital when it's still in the old location? Were you part of the move to the new facility?
I did not move to the new facility, but I started my career at St. Joe's at the old hospital.
Okay.
So it's returning to home. I'm super excited. We have the event, the butterfly event, so I got to share an event with Taia, and it was actually her idea, which I was super excited. She had to listen to me talk about breast cancer every October while she grew up. So I'll let her tell about it since it was her idea.
Yes, I was going to ask about that. The pink butterflies
Yep.
for breast cancer awareness, correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, tell us how.
So starting today and the whole month of October, we have a wall outside of the mammography room that you can put a loved one who survived breast cancer on a pink butterfly, or a loved one who lost to breast cancer on a white butterfly, and then we'll hang them up on the wall.
Okay.
And, oh, go ahead.
All right, and there's information on that on CHI,
Yes.
St. Alexius Health Dickinson's Facebook page. And how often does your mom use the term super excited? Because I say that because in the last 8 minutes, I've heard it like 5 times. Does she do that often?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. So you see yourself working there from here on out. It seems like a wonderful place to, I met Shanna, I met Carol, the president, and I met several other employees at CHI St. Alexius. Gosh, talk about working there and how you see yourself fitting in over the next several years.
It's like a family, and that was really important to me when I returned back, because everywhere I work, I want to have that family bond, not only with the radiology department, but throughout the whole hospital. So, you get to know the nurses by doing our roundings, we visit with them. It's great to be back with the patients and get to visit with them. I get so excited to see the yearly patients. That's the other reason I liked Mammos, is because you get to see them every year. You get to see how their grandkids are doing and the pictures they show you, which just makes my heart so happy to visit with everyone and to build that relationship with the community again and the patients, and having the family environment, the positivity. It's just a amazing culture that I truly do enjoy.
As a mother, seeing your daughter working at the same place that you work, that's got to just give you a little extra something.
It does.
What does it mean to you?
It means so much, especially because she just moved out, and so I get to keep her at
Makes
work.
you super excited,
Yeah.
right?
It truly does. Like my husband told me, God works in mysterious ways, because she moved out, but she started at the hospital, so I get to keep her still.
Are you super excited to be working and following your mother's footsteps?
I am very excited, yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today, that maybe a question I haven't asked, or anything that perhaps our viewers would be interested in knowing about CHI St. Alexius Health, or the Klaman family, or the Haig family, or anything like that?
Well, we are getting some new ultrasound machines, so we'll have the new modality with there, so that is great for our department.
Is that going to increase your capabilities of what you're able to do? Or?
It is. We're going to
Okay.
be fully staffed with 3 machines in Dickinson that'll be brand new and software updated, and new probes, so we'll have the newest technology out, and we'll have 4 registered ultrasound techs, which is the most we've had in a very long time, 2 being female, which is great because some women, they do prefer to have a woman do the exam. They're more comfortable. So this way, when patients want to request a woman, we have the opportunity to supply that, to make sure we're meeting their needs and making sure we're making them as comfortable as possible.
Okay.
Plus, another perk to our mammo room that is amazing. I won't say I'm super excited.
But you are.
I am.
But you
I
didn't
am.
have to, because
I
your
know,
eyebrows
I know,
said it.
is we have awesome robes that are in a warmer. So you don't go into just a regular gown when you come into the mammo suite. It's a beautiful room with a nice little chandelier, and we have a rug, and you get a nice plush cozy robe that we take out of the warmer to give it a nice little, I'm going to say almost a spa effect, but with the new machines we're not compressing as hard, so we're going with the spa fun effect that really puts us above the others.
Okay. And Taia, I'm sure you're looking at Christmas coming up later this month, and there'll be some exciting things, I'm sure, from the foundation as well, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Always some forward momentum there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Taia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
Tammy,
having us.
It's a pleasure. I know we
Thank
tried
you.
getting you on here earlier on the show, but
Yes.
something came up, and it's
Yes.
good to have you. We appreciate you being here. So
Thank you so much.
yes. Tammy and Taia Klaman from CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson, where they have a great facility. They have great employees that work there, and they've got warm robes too. So thanks, ladies. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back here on Western Edge Living, presented by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson, in just a moment.
You know I got 2 home runs.
You got 2 jacks.
And then my grand slam, I signed the ball for you.
Okay.
And it says, Papa, I love you.
Why did you do that?
Because you taught me everything about baseball.
I'm so sweet.
Service Pro Express Lube, now open on East Villar Dickinson, gets your vehicle serviced quickly and you're back on the road in no time. No appointment required. You don't even get out of your vehicle. They utilize Service Pro oil, the only oil produced and refined in the U.S., and it meets or exceeds vehicle manufacturer requirements. Plus, they top off all fluids and perform multi-point inspections. It's part of what's offered at Service Pro Express Lube. Students looking for a part-time gig? Inquire at Service Pro Express Lube. Ask about the Scholarship Incentive Program. Service Pro Express Lube, East Villar Dickinson, next to Lucky's.
IT problems have you down and you need to get back up and running? Then call the IT techs at Consolidated. Here's what our customers are saying.
Josh called moments after I sent my ticket in and resolved the issue in about 30 seconds after logging onto my computer. Very friendly and professional. Thank you.
Eric responded to our request very quickly and resolved the issue for us right away.
Great service from Brandon as always.
Amazing and helpful as always.
Let us help you with your IT issues. Call Consolidated Business Solutions 483-4000 today.
The ocean has her heart, and the prairie has her soul. That's how the book ends. Welcome back to Western Edge Living, presented by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson. And we have with us today Deborah Munt. Deborah, it is good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Yes. Boy, I tell you, there are so many great things about the book, West of the Wide Missouri. It's a story about your mother who was never, I don't think your mother could have ever possibly have ever been bored, was she?
Oh, definitely not bored. No, and she used to say to us, if you're bored, there's something wrong.
Yeah, she was, and it caught my attention because there's so many similarities between your mother and my mother, writing a book and interviewing people and the natural curiosity towards other people. First of all, your mother, Beatrice Marion Peterson. Gosh, she worked as a journalist for many of the papers in North Dakota. And why the book? What motivated you to get the book going?
I think over the years, Mom would send us copies of articles, like after we moved away at college and then, later in life. So we were always getting these copies of articles. Everybody was saving them. I have 4 sisters. Mm-hmm. And, we would just kind of keep talking about that, not really ever thinking. We thought Mom would write her own book. And so, ultimately she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, though. And so then I started thinking more about, well, who's going to write the book? And I'm the youngest, and I don't know, I just think it kind of just fell on my shoulders, which I was okay with. I had no idea it was going to take 10 years to put it together, though. So it was pretty comprehensive.
Yes, your mother, she, like we said, a journalist, and she was also an activist, and also was involved in politics. In fact, Senator Dorgan wrote the foreword to her book. She was also involved with the North Dakota Stockmen's Association, and she was the first president of the North Dakota Cowbells.
Right.
Gosh, so many great stories. How did you begin? This had to have been something that you just, were you a little overwhelmed at
I
first?
was very overwhelmed, because
yeah.
I said to my sisters, everybody send me what you have, because I was concerned I didn't have everything.
Uh-huh.
And then I had boxes of articles, and then I also went to the Historical Society with my husband, Eric, and we went through 12 boxes at the Historical Society and found even more information. And So then it was really, okay, how am I going to put this together? So that was really kind of thing that kind of stopped me for a little while of trying to, should I have it all in one book or not? And because sometimes people that read the stories or read about pioneers maybe don't want to read about the political part of it. But politics, she saw politics and journalism going hand in hand. So it was kind of, I couldn't leave it out.
Did your sisters help with the book at all?
I would say editing, kind of. And, you know, like when I would have, when I was kind of stuck with a question of where should I go next or should I include these things, and I didn't bother them all the time, but that's kind of the feedback I got from them.
And I'm sure they were your biggest cheerleaders, too.
Oh, they were.
Doing this project. So you said it took a decade.
It did, because, well, COVID was in that. And then I was working with a publisher for a while, NDSU Press. And so they were very excited about it. And then COVID hit, and they were just kind of inundated with manuscripts. And so the first couple of years, I think, you know, I gave them a very raw type of manuscript. And then COVID, and then so we're like, you know, 4 or 5 years into it then. And then I about at that point, I decided I got to do my own like editing. I really need to start to include all my photos, get them embedded. So I started working with graphic designers and things.
Okay, West of the Wide Missouri, which ironically is the name of the article that she wrote regularly for the Dickinson Press.
Right.
There's some great stories in there. She paints pictures with words, and gosh, you know, another liaison between my mother and your mother was the way they painted words about winters in North Dakota. She did a wonderful job about that. There's several stories that she wrote. What were some of her other qualities that were brought out in her work?
I really love, she went through the Dale Carnegie course.
In 1963?
Yeah.
I did not know that that was even a thing in the early 60s.
I know, and my dad did too. They went through it together, and there was a lot of input at the end of it. I think they asked for everybody to, you know, give some input on the people that are, you know, in the class. And so it was like, people kept saying, "You're so sincere." You know, it's like you really believe in what you're sharing with us, and you paint the picture, like you said. It's like they could hear a story and they could envision themselves there. And then one of the comments, she was like, "Oh, you're bright and spunky and, you know, a real North Dakota gal," which she was, you know. So I really enjoyed that.
Okay, well, let's talk about you for a moment. Were you born in North Dakota, born and raised in North Dakota?
Yeah, born and raised.
How did you end up? You live on the coast of California.
Right.
I'm assuming you can see the ocean through your kitchen window, right?
Through our family room.
Oh my goodness! I'm in love with the coast in California. What got you to go to California?
Well, I met my husband in Illinois after graduating from pharmacy school, and then he was still in college, and he always wanted to work for Hughes Aircraft. And one of his professors knew somebody out there. They were in Los Angeles, so we went out, and, you know, he got the job, and then ultimately, you know, we just loved it. Didn't really love Los Angeles so much.
Right. You're further up the coast now.
Yeah. Now we're in San Francisco, you know, above San Francisco. But even then, we kind of kept moving out, and eventually got kind of between LA and Santa Barbara on the coast. So that we loved.
And you're still tied to North Dakota. You spent the summer near Belfield, and you also, your mother had ties to an area that I'm quite familiar with, the Gorham area.
Yeah.
How did that all tie in? How did that happen?
Oh, you mean how did?
What's the place that you're staying in?
Yeah.
South of Belfield.
Right.
What is that place? Was that a family place?
Yeah. So that was my father's. My paternal grandfather.
Okay.
So he came from Norway with 2 of his brothers and 2 of his sisters, and so they settled southeast of Belfield. So they each had a quarter, and so we have the original homestead. So
wonderful.
We have the original stone house from 1906, which I've been working on, not doing a really great job, like trying to redo the outside of the rocks and everything. And then, but then my mother's family, they were in Iowa. He was a pharmacist, and he decided he wanted to farm. Came from Norway again, had no experience farming, and he had a really good friend of his, was a doctor, and they were in Iowa, and they both decided bring their families, and they just settled in Gorham, and that was that.
Yeah, and I think you spent some time this summer exploring the old homestead up north, didn't you?
We do every year almost.
Do
So
you really?
we don't own it. So, but you know, I think it's fine. They wouldn't mind probably us walking around there and looking at the old cabin. The house is kind of falling in on itself, but there is a old cabin that Mom had 7 brothers, and they used it as a bunkhouse.
Oh, okay.
So
The book is West of the Wide, Missouri. We should mention that the book is available on Amazon. You can also pick up a copy at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame gift shop, and it's about Beatrice Marion Peterson. Now, if she were alive today, what would her thoughts be on the current state of affairs in the country, the current state of politics and things? What would your mom would be probably up till wee hours of the morning banging on that old typewriter?
Oh, she would be. I think right now she'd have a lot of concern.
As we all do. Yeah.
Right, but the potential for having our first woman president, she would be very excited about that. So yeah, not only would she be knocking it out on the typewriter, but she would be out in the streets, she'd be writing letters, she would be doing whatever it took to get that first woman president.
You know, Deborah, I'm not so sure if it would be her that we'd be voting for in 2024.
I know, but it's like, I think for, you know, with Mom, all the years that she really worked on projects around equal rights for women, you know, you have to think about when she was born, she didn't even have the right to vote. And so, you know, to come through a life where you're deciding, okay, now not only is it a right to vote, but it is a responsibility. And for your children too, it's like this is the world that you're trying to hand over to them. So you better make those decisions based on, you know, what the future is that you want to hand to your children.
What's the most amazing thing that we will find in this book? What is one story that will either shock us or amaze us or just make us sit back and think? I think there's probably a dozen of those types of stories. Is there one that jumps out in particular that you can recall?
I mean, yeah, I have a list of each section of kind of my favorites, but I think for me, and probably a lot of people that grew up on a ranch or on a farm, the story about, I don't remember the title, something like, as night falls, you know, the sounds on the farm, and, you know, like shutting down the shop, closing the Quonset doors, turning off the pump for the cattle, you know, going down and closing the chicken. It's just the way she puts it all together with the sound of the birds, the cattle moving around in the corrals, the horses. I mean, you just feel like you're right there.
Oh my.
Yeah, I love that one.
Wow. You know, I don't know if you're much of a football fan, but one of my favorite players was Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning, when he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he said that a legacy is only worthwhile if it has a future to fuel. And I think your mother's legacy is living on because your fuel tank is full, and this is proof of that. Deborah, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I really
wonderful.
appreciate
Deborah,
this.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Enjoy the winter on the coast of California. Think
Will
of
do.
us when we have wind chills at 70 below.
I feel really bad for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But anyway, West of the Wide, Missouri. It's available on Amazon. It's available at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Deborah Peterson Munt is our guest today, and we appreciate you being here, and we appreciate you watching Western Edge Living, presented by CHI St. Alexius Health Dickinson.
Western Edge Living.